Problem. Good morning, everybody. We're having a little bit of a technical problem. It seems that John Stringer is muted at the moment, so we are trying to get that corrected. So please hang in there with us, and we will get this thing going very shortly. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. I fixed it. So all that time you couldn't hear me, and I apologize. That was my mistake, my mute. Now I am on. My wife was even getting my attention to let me know I am muted. We had a wonderful sound check that had a similar incident. So what it's telling me is be more aware in the moment of your connections. This song is called That's Love. When your soul feels a passion, rises up in the magic, and when your joy overflows and you're filled with compassion, that's love. That's love. What you see and what you learn, that's not the ultimate concern. It's what you choose to think and be, or feel the truth that sets you free. That's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's love. Allow it to flow. Go ahead and get out the way. Let your mind turn into day. Allow love to take control. It's about what moves your soul. Yeah, 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 yeah. What moves your soul. All right. That's love. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's love. When you offer forgiveness and let go of resistance, when you seek to understand and you lend a helping hand, yeah, yeah. Whoa, that's love. All right. Allow it to flow. Go ahead and get out the way and let your night turn into day. Allow love to take control. It's about what moves your soul. No. What moves your soul. All right. That's love. Oh, yeah. That's love. Whoa. It's the reason for living. Yeah. It's why you deserve it all. No. It's receiving and it's giving. Listen now. Can you hear the call? That's love. Whoa, that's love. Ooh, that's love. Allow it to flow. I am loved, here I am.
Wow, thank you, John, and welcome everybody. Good morning on this beautiful sunshiny day here in Olympia. Welcome to Unity of Olympia streaming online service. And of course, through the miracle of Zoom and the internet, here we are once again together, coming together as a community in prayer. At Unity, we embrace the idea that the Christ light shines in each one of us so that our individual power comes from within. Now today, the candle lighting, the opening prayer, and the daily word will all be done by Linda Eyrig.
Thank you, Greg. I light this candle to represent the Christ essence that is within each being on this planet. We know we are so blessed. Please join me in prayer. Dear sweet Spirit, as we enter this sacred space that has been provided today, we open our hearts and our minds to the glorious attributes that are our divine nature. We open our hearts to love and peace and joy and understanding and wisdom and the limitless attributes that are of the divine. We know that all of these are ours to use, to learn from, to grow. We open to the realization that we are one with that sweet spirit, that we are one with God, that we are the Christ essence expressing in the world. And we are filled with gratitude for this opportunity to come together, to listen, to learn, to open, to transform. And for all of this and all the other incredible blessings in our life, we say thank you, God. And so it is. Now, please join me for the daily word. Today's daily word is imagination. I imagine limitless possibilities. In childhood, my imagination helped me see fascinating shapes and wondrous creatures in cloud formations. Picking up a twig, I might have pretended I held a wand that could give me magical powers. An ordinary packing box could become a vessel to sail on or under the seas, an aircraft to fly higher than mountains, or even a spaceship. I could fly to explore the stars. Much more than whimsy, imagination is a potent spiritual tool. I use my imagination with intention to shape my dreams and goals. Although my childhood may be a memory, I am grateful that I can still use my imagination to create the life of my dreams as I envision possibilities beyond the reality I know and the world I see. From Luke 10, verse 24, "For I tell you that many prophets and kings desired to see what you see, but did not see it, and to hear what you hear, but did not hear it." I imagine limitless possibilities. I invite you to affirm that with me. I imagine limitless possibilities, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Linda, for taking care of the opening prayer and the daily word all at one time. Now, today, the fellowship Zoom immediately following the service is going to be a social event. The link is showing on your screen right now. It was also in the blast email that was sent out. And even though we don't have a specific theme, I imagine limitless possibilities for our conversation. If you happen to be new to Unity of Olympia, I certainly want to welcome you to come and join us so that we can get to know you a bit and you can get to know us a little bit. It's a very nice time of social interaction, so please feel free to join us. Now, this is the time in our service where we affirm our statement of faith, and I invite you to join me with "There is only one." Together, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, all power, presence, and wisdom. It is in God that we live, move, and have our being, and we know this is so.
So I'd like you to take a breath with me as we sing this next song. It's called Holy Instant, Holy Moment. And it's like a message from the I am to itself as you, to itself as me. Here I am. I've heard that you've been looking for me. Pardon me to look for me. I think that's kind of funny. And here I am, waiting for you. To listen for me now. I can wait for as long as it takes. Because everything is already here. Right now. Right now. Holy instant, holy moment. Oh, holy instant, holy moment. Oh, oh, oh. You've seen your peaks, you've seen the veil removed, yet you know that you love to suffer. Until you're ready for some higher good. Yeah, it's all good as you say, it's all good. 'Cause I made it that way. The essence is eternal. An extension of myself. Holy instant, holy moment. Oh, oh. Holy instant, holy moment. Oh, oh, oh. Your creation of form is something else. Beauty but not real. So don't get caught in how you feel when you see something go down that you don't like. Yeah, yeah. Remember, oh, remember, there's no wrong and there's no right. Holy instant, holy moment. And I will lead you home. Holy instant, holy moment. Oh, oh, oh. And don't be afraid to speak to me and ask whatever you may need. And don't be afraid to let it go. Ask whatever you need to know. Holy instant, holy moment. And I will lead you home. Holy instant, holy moment. And I will lead you. Oh, oh. I will lead you home. Yeah, 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 yeah. This chant goes, Om holy holy, Om holy holy, Om holy holy, Om holy holy. Sing Om holy holy with me. Om holy holy, 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 Om holy, and then on Om. Om. Take a breath. Thanks so much. So I am so grateful to be joining you today. I'm always humbled because the whole reason I share what I share is listening to whatever that power is, whether we call it God, source, highest consciousness, all consciousness, whatever that is. I've been cultivating a practice of listening and aligning with the source of the I am and following that, doing the best I can to receive, expand, let go of the misperceptions in life, and follow that inner guidance, that inner knowing that has changed my life for the better. And it's humbling. It's so humbling because it's one of those realizations. I was telling my wife recently, we were having this conversation, that I feel I see a slice of the pie, right? I'm expanding to the whole pie, but I see like a slice of it. So it's humbling to get to share the lessons I get because I see a slice of it. So by that, I simply start this to say what I offer, what I share is the slice I'm seeing. If it's a slice that doesn't work for you, so be it. Don't take anything I say too seriously or too heavily, or think it's gospel. But I am sharing what has helped me and what has made my life more fulfilling and allowed me to achieve the things that I am being called to achieve, that I hear from the highest. Some people call it highest self, right? The I am is the all that is, right? So we call it source highest self. So when I hear from the highest self, I'm stepping into and saying yes and being very fulfilled, not only by the internal process of connecting and aligning with that source, but also by following the guidance to achieve what I'm here to achieve. It's a very overall fulfilling experience. Does it get challenging? Yes. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So the title of this talk is How Does It Feel? Living a life of fulfillment and success. Now, it's important to begin by defining, let's just define what I mean by success and what I mean by fulfillment. So I did one of those fun things I don't typically do, and I'll tell you why. As I was preparing for this, I forgot that I forgot to ask what I usually ask. I usually ask, am I to prepare something in advance or just show up and allow it to come through? And I've been getting to just allow it to come through for years now. And today, this morning, I was like, oh, I forgot to ask. And I got, oh, prepare something. I'm like, okay. So I'm rushing to prepare. And I'm hearing go to the dictionary. So I went to first Oxford's dictionary to look up fulfillment, to see what they had to say. And I can tell you the Oxford language dictionary was not close to what I was hearing. I'm like, that's interesting. And wouldn't you know, I went back to Webster's dictionary and it had exactly what I was looking for. So, fulfilled, the adjective fulfilled, the definition, one of the definitions is feeling happiness and satisfaction. So, when we're having this talk, I want to use that definition of fulfillment, feeling happiness and satisfaction. Now, achievement may speak for itself, but I'll define it anyway. The act of achieving something, the act of achieving something. So just wanted to make sure we're on the same topic when we're talking about achievement. What I mean by success is to be able to achieve something, the act of achieving something, whatever it is you set out, an ambition, a creation, whatever that may be. So when it comes to what we choose in life, there is a download I received that pointed to 3 things that are essential to how we create this life of fulfillment and achievement. And that is our intention, our will, and our desire. These 3 components make up our choices. Some choices are conscious choices and some are subconscious, as you may know. Give you an example. If all of a sudden um, a memory pops in your head from childhood and you feel a certain way and you're not sure why, it's probably because of a subconscious choice, something stored. Some people call it traumas or just memories in general. But we have these subconscious choices that we have stored at the level of meaning and sensation and feeling. And we activate those sometimes unconsciously. And then there's the conscious choices that we make, right? So the intention, often you hear the first step in anything we want to create is clarifying our intention. Well, I'd like to offer there's 4 levels of that. The intention, often the way we think of it, is in the world of form. So we're clarifying my intention. If I want to live a life of fulfillment and achievement, what does that look like? For you, it may be completely different than how I define it, but it's imperative that we clarify our intentions. To the degree we become clear, we give the framework for life to support that. The wonderful Science of Getting Rich, the book that um, helped spur on the movie The Secret, for instance. Rhonda Byrne, the director, producer of that movie, was inspired by that book. And it talks about the degree to which we can get clear, that is the degree to which the universe will respond and bring about what we're envisioning. Now, does that mean I can get really clear on a car and the universe will zap it in? Well, we know um, that is dependent upon whether or not it's best and highest for all concerned, whether or not the universe is going to do it that way. But something like it can occur. How do we and I'm giving you a very practical, concrete example like a car, because we can get a clear picture of that. Then comes the will. How do we activate the will? Well, what I mean by will is willpower, the willpower we've been given. There's the greatest will, the highest will, and then we work with that sometimes either in alignment or resistance using our will. But the willpower to go and research the car, go find out, take the actions, right? Find out, where can I find this car? How can I acquire? How much does it cost, etc. There's certain actions that you have to will yourself to take if you want to choose something like a car. Second or third, desire. The desire has to be strong enough. You may be happy with what you have already. You don't want to move forward with acquiring a new car. There's all sorts of reasons your desire is not strong enough. So if in that 3 mix, intent, will, and desire, if one of those is not clear, not defined, not activated, or not strong, it's possible we won't choose that thing we want to accomplish, we want to achieve, we want to have. So whenever I'm not um, creating the life that I wish to have, I look in those areas. Another example, for my health, Some of you know I broke my ankle back in June 28th of last year, had surgery on July 14th, rods, pins, all of that good stuff. It was on the road to recovery. About 6 months later, I was um, graduated physical therapy, was able to walk, and now I've been strengthening myself. And I finally started doing push-ups and sit-ups just to get my body into shape. And recently, I realized one of my goals was to get into I had a very specific picture. So I clarified my intention on the physical level, the world of manifestation. My intention became a goal. I wanted this physical shape I want to be in. Took steps. I engaged my will each morning, got up, started off with 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, then kept increasing. Now I'm up to 100 push-ups, 50 sit-ups. Every day been doing this, right? Finally, my desire was strong enough. My will was being engaged. My desire was strong enough to keep going for that goal. I'm not at that goal yet of the physical intention I've clarified, but there was resistance. Each morning when I get up, sometimes I just didn't feel like it, right? However, how do you overcome when you have conflicting desires? You want to achieve something, but you've got this conflicting desire. I'm up in the morning. I just don't feel like doing it today. What I would use is my practice. I would align with the source of who I am, would be present, and I would ask, is it best and highest for all concerned that I do this? And I'd get a yes, and I do it. Or if I got a no, not today, I wouldn't do it. But that would allow me to not have the lower level of thinking that thinks it knows best, but leaning to an understanding that knows better. And in fact, this vision, when I visualized what I wanted my body to be, I was connecting with that same source. So the good news is it's not just egoic, it's not this low level of separation. It's in alignment with what I'm here to be and do. So when I'm clarifying my intention, what I found that works for me is our goals, our desires in the world of manifestation. If we go to the source through our own practices of being present, aligning, allowing, letting go, and asking for the higher vision for ourselves, sometimes it will be greater than what we thought. I actually didn't want to go back to the gym. I actually didn't want to do the work to get back in shape, but I did it anyway because I aligned and I was hearing this is what was the next step to take it higher. After this 6 months of muscle atrophy and trying to strengthen things back, to take it even higher. It's easy to have stopped at physical therapy and been done with it, but as I listened within, this is what I was being called to. Now, I'm not saying when you align, allow, let go, when you get present, when you go within, the the I am or your highest self is going to tell you go get in shape. Maybe, but that's not necessarily the case. It's individual for each of us. The key is cultivating the practices that allow us to hear and clarify our intentions so they are in alignment with the highest will, because that highest will is our will. It's why we're really here. Sometimes we choose goals that aren't necessarily in alignment with our highest will, but even that is perfect. So don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when you align with the source of who you are and receive the visions, the goals at that higher level of consciousness, they feel better. They match your soul's blueprint. They resonate and are harmonious with not only who you came to be as an extension of source, but all of humanity. They are the light that you are here to shine. They're the perfect fit. And then when you're out of alignment and your goals, your intentions are of a lower level of consciousness, of separation, lack, etc., you find yourself continuing to choose suffering. How so? Often, let's just say my reasons for working out and getting into shape was because of a feeling of insecurity. and I want it to look better because I don't feel like I'm enough, right? Well, how long is that going to last? 20 years from now, what will happen? The body begins to atrophy naturally. I'm giving away my age, I'm 47, but the body will naturally run its course. Won't always be. No matter what I do, it's going to naturally run its course, and eventually I'll leave this body. So if my security is based on this temporal form, that's shaky ground. That's building your house on a bed of sand. However, if I can align, allow, let go, listen to the source and know, I can actually possess the frequency of the health and the consciousness that I want to manifest externally. There we go. And allow that higher level of consciousness to guide me into stepping fully into my soul's blueprint, expressing it here in a powerful way that is at the frequency level most fulfilling. So, intention, when I mention it, intention, will, and desire, what I'm really pointing to on intention is twofold: the level of manifestation and the level of frequency. When we clarify our intentions, if we clarify that frequency, there's another level of sensation we often translate or interact with frequency on. Frequency is just oscillation and the rate of oscillation, right? Higher frequency is a higher oscillation, vibration, and frequency. Energy is a wonderful part of that mix, all of this mix. But the frequency in which we are most fulfilled in any moment can be accessed through our presence. That's not external. That's an internal realization. That's an internal choice. In any moment, we are not separate from any frequency that we desire. But when we project into the external, into the world of form, what we call manifestation, often we get confused and think that's the intention, that's external result. However, when we get the result, as a reminder, often all we're doing is amplifying the frequency internally. The source of fulfillment is always internal, even when we achieve. It's still internal. So, clarifying our intentions at the level of, what do I want to achieve? Oh, a healthy body that looks like this. Okay, clarify it even deeper. What's the frequency I'm looking for? What does it feel like? What would it feel like stepping into that? That's why we're often called to use our imagination as a practice to manifest what we desire. But it's instant manifestation that I'd like to remind us of. The instant manifestation is giving ourselves the frequency now, not so we can have it later, so we can manifest it in the external, but so we can have it now. See, all the external does is amplify what we give ourselves now. And now, and now. That's why the external thing doesn't always represent the same thing from moment to moment, because we choose internally what it means. We project the meaning. We create the frequency internally, right? So, back to intention, will, and desire. As we clarify these intentions, if the goal can be to be fulfilled first and foremost, then we alleviate our suffering. We let go of this need to achieve in order to be fulfilled. Why would we need to do that? The challenge becomes when we think fulfillment is about achievement, we do things backwards. We think the source of our fulfillment is something external. What if I can't achieve it? I'm unfulfilled. I'm unhappy. I'm unsatisfied. What if I can't get that new body, get that new car? What if I don't have it now? We create a lack consciousness by projecting fulfillment into achievement. And it's subtle, it's common as well. But when we can get present and realize we are the source of our fulfillment, how does that change things? For me, I can use practices that help me visualize my imagination, helps me visualize what does it feel like to be in great shape now? What does it feel like to be healthy, strong, in the model of physical, let's just say, excellence that I envision as being best? What does that feel like? Because that is all meaningless. But the reality is there's something I'm seeking at the frequency level, the sensation level. What does it feel like? So do me a favor, bring to mind, we'll do this meditation. Bring to mind something you would like to manifest in your life, create on the external, the externality. It can be a thing, a situation, your health, whatever it is. Bring that to mind, and we'll do this practically. Take a deep breath. When you have that thing in mind, we're going to activate the imagination. And we're going to simply say, together, using our mind, together, divine count. Breathe, relax, and imagine yourself being in that wonderful situation or having that thing, and explore what does it feel like to have it now. Give it to yourself, imagine it however you need to as you breathe and relax. What would you be doing, saying, feeling? Now notice if you're effectively doing this, what are you sensing? How does it feel? What's coming up? Where is it coming up? Where are you noticing sensations? If you're able to engage your imagination and feel these things, what you're noticing is, hopefully, there are sensations. There's things happening in the body, different frequencies. They feel a certain way, some good, some warm or hot or cool. You'll be noticing different things. This is just the sensations, the level of creation of sensation that we create around these frequencies. And what's great is we can give ourselves these frequencies at any time. And what's equally wonderful is the desire for these frequencies is the seed of the frequency itself. What do I mean by that? Desire is not good or bad. Desire is source itself seeking to amplify certain frequencies. We then go in and feel that desire within us and begin to create meaning around it and then project what it's really seeking. And we stop looking at the frequency and start to think of things, right? Nothing wrong with that. However, really, all we're doing is seeking to amplify what we have access to, the frequencies. You can open your eyes if you haven't already. So these frequencies, they are the primary level of creation, vibration and frequency. And through clarifying our intention, we're able to amplify these frequencies. Why? Because we have access to all frequencies. And in fact, part of our expansion is learning to integrate with all frequencies. My greatest gift has been learning to access, to align with this power so that I might be fulfilled in any moment by amplifying the frequencies that the source, the I am, is seeking to amplify from moment to moment. But when my awareness is confined to this misidentification of who I am, and I'm only accessing lower levels of consciousness, I think I'm separate from that I am. And I begin to project my fulfillment and my desires fulfillment into externalities and achievement. If I can balance with alignment with the source of who I am, expanding my awareness to be guided by higher levels of consciousness that see the all, that know the all, the knowing that we have access to, and allow that to guide, I can then clarify my intentions from a higher level of consciousness that knows fulfillment is internal. I can come from a place of fulfillment and begin to create goals out of inspiration instead of desperation. Inspired to create from fulfillment. So my achievement amplifies fulfillment versus I think my achievement brings me fulfillment. So many have created this misperception that in order to be happy, we must achieve. In order to be fulfilled, we must achieve. And then when they achieve, they realize something's missing. It's not what they thought it would be. I achieved going to West Point Military Academy. When I got there, that's exactly how I felt. Achieved going to Morehouse College. When I got there and after my whole time there, that's exactly how I felt. I achieved getting a luxury vehicle. When I got there and achieved it, that's not quite how I felt. Why? Because I'd already given myself fulfillment before we got the luxury vehicle. I'd already given myself and learned that lesson, not to think that it was the source. Now, then it amplified. I already possessed what I wanted. It simply amplified and enhanced what I was choosing internally. So, the moral of the story, the law of choices. The choices of thoughts and dictate our quality of experience, what we choose, the quality of these thoughts. What I'm suggesting is when it comes to living a life that feels good, we can align with the source of who we are with our practices and choose from a higher level of consciousness by being guided by that genius that is innate within each of us. If we choose to live lives based on externalities like achievement and think that that's the source, we learn that these externals are shifting and changing and ultimately temporal. Attachments to externalities cause us suffering based on this temporal nature because they change. And our resistance to change is where the attachment is formed. That's the suffering. Letting go of that misperception and no longer choosing based on externalities to find our fulfillment is what allows us to break free of that cycle of suffering and opt out. And our practices are what assist us to be able to shift into that internal focus, mastering our ability to choose higher quality thinking based on higher frequencies, higher consciousness, and the like. So I hope that reminder serves you as well as it's been serving me, practically the way I choose to embody this internal focus, embody giving myself fulfillment and creating a life of both fulfillment and achievement are the practices I use. In the morning, I'll go through and end with this. Get up in the morning, I do my meditation. I align with the source of who I am, and I spend that time using practices like meditation that work for me. I then do exercise, get in a little bit of physical activity because it feels good to me, right? Get the blood pumping, releasing chemicals in the brain. Then I do my journaling. My journaling includes visualization, activating my imagination, seeing what I'd like to manifest, and I write it down as I'm doing it. It includes gratitude, a powerful practice that helps me focus on what feels good and focus on those frequencies, giving myself this powerful frequencies. It includes connecting with that consciousness and writing down what I receive in the moment. What do I need to know that's best and highest for all concerned? And finally, it includes what do I need to embody as an I am statement, usually 2 I am statements. If you're interested, you're welcome to reach out. I'll send you a full training on my morning practices. There's 5 parts, but I just gave you the first part. But those practices help me every day to live that life of fulfillment and achievement. It's just finding the way that works for you. I can show you my blueprint. Might not work for you, but maybe you'll get something from it. So if you'd like that, reach out. I'll send it to you free. You've got a wonderful VIP group that is free showing these practices. And with that, I'm going to share a song that is a sort of meditation. As I mentioned to you, when I hear what it's mine to do, sometimes there is resistance. Often it's coming from that separation consciousness, that misperception, the idea of lack, not enoughness, fear of the unknown. But I've learned to let that go. And I've learned that I can trust that innate power that is within us all, that genius. The I am that I am. And it's so loving, infinitely loving, limitless love. It's all knowing, way beyond our limited misperceptions. I'm humbled and grateful for the ability to connect, surrender, acknowledge, and realize that great power, that great oneness. I wanna say thank you for the way you gently open my eyes. No matter what I do, your love is always coming through. When I look in any situation and I say yes, I say yes, I say yes to your love. Oh yes, oh yes. If you can sing that with me, I say yes, saying yes to that higher knowing. Yes, to that greater power. Yes, to the oneness of who you are. To your love, oh yes, oh yes. One last time. I say yes to the Father, to the Mother. I say yes, the source, the great I am. I say yes to a life of fulfillment and achievement that feels good. Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Well, thank you, John, for your message, your music, your energy. It's great to have you back again. Today's entire worship team, which, by the way, includes Mary Ellen Saltis on production, is so pleased that you've joined us. And together we are holding the high watch for our church, for our planet, and for everyone on it. This is the time where we like to acknowledge the ground on which our church is located, and we say the following. We acknowledge that this land and water is the traditional territory of the Stachos people. The Stachos people are of the Squaxin Island tribe. The surrounding mountains, valleys, shorelines, and waterways are imbued with their spirit. Well, we have several announcements today. Go on to the Unity website and log in and find out how powerful this website has become. There are many things available to you. You can list your phone number, your email, your birthday if you wish. You can connect with other people. You can find out their email addresses. And of course, there are privacy things that will enable you to either do these things or not do these things. It will be entirely your choice. The good news is it will also remember your password. Wow, there's a good part. And it will track your donations. So go to the website and make sure that you log in and find out more about this. By the way, Reverend Terry on her site has posted several pictures, and she has asked me to invite you to go on there and check them out. And they really are fun. They talk about some of the significant events of the past. Kathy Evans, our ever energetic community engager, is still running her program for the homeless at the First Methodist Church. We always like to have volunteers from our church continue to support this group. It's a wonderful social outreach program, and I know that many of you have participated, and the rest of you who have not, I would like to encourage it. It's really quite a wonderful thing. That's not quite your bag? Well, there are other opportunities available for you, ranging from some 15-minute one-time things all the way up to 2 hours every week volunteer opportunities. So if you're looking for a way to be in service to our spiritual community, please contact Kathy Evans. She will help you, and she'll find something. I know that she will be able to find something for you. She is a community coordinator at unityofolympia.org. By the way, when you got your blast email today, I just want to remind you that there is a center update. If you page down beyond the fellowship link, there is a center update, and Reverend Terry is on there, and she has several of the announcements that I am doing right now to remind you, and she can expand on some of those. So I certainly would invite you to go on there, check it out, and you will be fully informed. Sometimes I think when I'm doing these announcements, they just kind of go by quickly, but Reverend Terry has covered them again. Some of the most important ones. This year's annual meeting will be a Zoom meeting on May the 2nd. That is 1 week before we're going to come back into the church. Please plan to attend. We'll be voting on bylaws changes, council candidates, and we'll hear financial reports and other reports. A link will be sent out the day before so that you can join us for the annual meeting. On a somewhat personal note, I want you to know that Mary Ellen and I have been very grateful for the amazing support that the church has provided with all of the empty prescription bottles that we have then taken over to the Union Gospel Mission for their dental clinic. We were just informed when we wanted to take some more over that they are currently well stocked. So for the time being, until we give you another heads up, you don't need to bring them into the church. They apparently are swimming in bottles at the moment. So you can recycle them, do whatever it is you want to do with them. But for the moment, we are not going to be collecting more. Now, this year, the Thirst and Hunger Walk, which was previously known as the Crop Walk, will be a virtual event on May the 2nd. It's being sponsored by Interfaith Works and the Buddhist group here. And Unity of Olympia has always generously donated to this. And it is possible for you to continue with those donations by going to the Interfaith Works website, or you can also go to, let me make sure I get this right, the thirstandhungerwalk.com website, where you can donate to this program. And there's a video, that about a 5-minute video about this, that I will try to see if Karen can post, because it's really quite an amazing video about how much work people are doing to feed the homeless of Thurston County. Well, this is last but absolutely not least. By now, I hope many of you know that as long as things continue to go in a favorable direction, we are planning on meeting back at the church on May the 9th. That is Mother's Day. Now, here's the real takeaway. The real takeaway is you don't just show up. You need to register, and it's easy to find the registration form right on the unityofolympia.org website. If more than the 44 people that we feel we can currently accommodate sign up, there will be a rotation so that people will be able to come as often as possible, but we will not have more than 44 people. When you come, you know what I'm going to say. You need to be masked, and you need to socially distance. So more details about exactly how these services will work will be rolling out for you. But for the time being, the most important thing is please register. Conscious contributions. Well, thank you all so much for continuing to support our church, because you know the costs are ongoing. In order to be able to do our streaming services that you are watching right now, it requires that we have the financial backing of our spiritual community. So if you are an online contributor, thank you so much. If you are not an online contributor, you can always contribute at unityofolympia.org. You can send checks in. However it is that you are consciously contributing, we say thank you, and please continue with that. However it is that you contribute, please take your contribution into your mind and let us bless it together with divine love. Together, please. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Open to the sacred richness of our infinite source, we as Unity of Olympia joyfully co-create unlimited prosperity right now. Thank you, God.
It's a song wrote with award-winning artist Patricia Bahia. It's called Let It Shine. This could be the day that changes everything, the day that it all aligns. And this could be the time we'll remember all the love we've got inside. Together as one, facing the darkness, take a stand for love. We're gonna let it shine, alright. You've got the love, you've got the light, and let it shine. You and I, oh no, we're gonna let it shine. Hey, let's light it up the night and let it shine. You and I, we're gonna let it shine. Oh yeah. We're gonna let it shine. All right. This can be the moment when joy comes shining through in love. Yes, it overcomes the night. Whoa, this could be the instant
When the fear disappears and all you see is the light. As we come together, sisters and brothers, take a stand for love. We're gonna let it shine, alright. Let's light it up, light up the night and let it shine. You and I, oh no, we're gonna let it shine. Hey, you've got the love, you've got the light, let it shine. You and I, we're gonna let the world know that there's more to give. When we open up our hearts and set them free, 'cause we're letting go of the dark stories we believe, and we realize there's more to you and me. Yeah, we're gonna let it shine, alright. Let's light it up, light up the night, let it shine. You and I, oh no, we're gonna let it shine. Hey, you've got the love, you've got the light, and let it shine. You and I, we're gonna let it shine. Alright, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine. Oh yeah, we're gonna let it shine.
So I love to invite you also to check out our wonderful retreat coming up. My wife has put together a great retreat with the amazing New Thought Queen of Music, Ricky Byers, multi-platinum selling award-winning Jill Colucci, Annie Marie, Rashawn Renee, best-selling author, Lina Orlando, Donna, and Norma. This April 17th and 18th online. So if you'd like to join us and you are a woman, you are welcome and invited to do so. Check out womansjourneyretreat.com for transformative experience. Thanks so much.
Hey, John, it was really great to have you again. And friends, thank you for joining us for today's service. Let's close with the prayer of protection. Together, please. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And so it is.